Well, this is my speech on my informative speech for Comms 101, and here is my audience. Well, today I thank you guys so much for taking time out of your schedules seriously to listen to me, and I just thank you for that. I want to give you just a few minutes of information about correct biblical confrontation and resolution and the wrong way, and I want to give you just a few principles of how that can be played out, and hopefully that'll help you as it's helped me in my life. I've had lots of experiences where I've both dealt with conflict in the wrong way and seen wrong, bad fruit from that, and dealt with it in the right way and seeing good fruit from that. And I've also sat in a intense Bible study and a seminar where I've seen a professional speak on conflict resolution and the right and wrong ways to do that. So today I just want to hit three main points and inform you of three main ways how we can have correct conflict resolution. One being unity, one being humility, and one being selflessness. And in the area of unity, it's really important that two parties must see people's needs, meeting people's needs as important, as foundational. When there's a conflict, my boss always says love is meeting people's needs. So when a conflict comes up, two people have to see, to get this right, I have to come together because I want to meet this person's need. I want to get back to Christ. I want to get back to the gospel. And in that, when we're doing that together, we're unified in trying to meet that ultimate need of resolving conflict. And a few ways that I've seen this play out is the World Trade Centers. We were attacked, a lot of people were hurt, a lot of people died, but we saw organizations come together, we saw churches, firefighters, policemen, all kinds of townspeople come together all to meet needs, and in and of that act, they were unified in what they were doing. And it was a huge effort, and actually the Red Cross received the most donations they've ever received because of that instance. And that was a huge instance with that. Also, I'm in a program where I live with 7 other guys. Conflict happens all the time, and oftentimes it's not dealt with the right way. But there are definitely times where we get together and we see, okay, to deal with this conflict, we have to get back to the basics of our faith. We have to remember that Philippians 2 talks about unity, selflessness, humility. We have to get back to that, and we have to remember, okay, what's our goal? We have to have in our minds a desire to meet our goal of seeing this as Christ sees this, of seeing it scripturally, and that is us being unified. That happens all the time. Secondly is humility. We see that in Philippians 2, verses 3 and 7, where Jesus humbled himself, but also there's an example that I saw. A guy said he was driving down the road, and it was a normal day. A blind guy had his seeing eye dog walking down the road, but this case, there was a car parked above that guy over the sidewalk. And so this guy driving said, I want to see what that dog's going to do. I want to see if he's going to lead him in front of the traffic, in front of the car, into the traffic, or behind the car. So he pulled off to the side and watched. And, they're walking along, and this dog, realizing my owner's about to hit this car, bumps into the guy's leg. And the guy, not really sure why, kind of jerks the chain, keeps going straight for the car, doesn't know that. And so the dog, again, seconds later, bumps into the guy's leg again. And, the guy is thinking, what's going on? Kind of jerks the chain, kind of nudges his dog. And again, he starts walking, and lastly, the dog rears back, bumps his owner's leg to get them to go behind the car. By this time, the owner's frustrated, jerks the chain, reaches down, kind of scolds the dog, grabs him by the collar, and you can see him yelling. And he gets up and walks and smack dab into the car. Knocks right into the car, and the guy telling the story said he saw the guy bend down, hug the dog, thank the dog, and that was an act of humility. But there was a conflict there. He's about to hit this car, and at first he dealt with it the wrong way. He wasn't dealing with it in the right way. But when he realized he was wrong, he humbled himself and said, you know what, I was totally wrong. I should have listened to my dog. So that's in selflessness. And that's in humility. And third is selflessness. Anytime we have conflict, we have to go at it in a selfless mindset, not a selfish mindset. Because we always want our ego, we always want who we are to be above anyone else, and for us to be wrong, for us to look as if we don't have our act together, hurts our pride. But we can't go at conflict resolution in that way, because we will always come out at the wrong end. And so there's a great example. Jesus said or Peter said about Jesus in 1 Peter chapter 2, he said, he himself bore our sins in his body on the tree, so that we might die to sin and live to righteousness. By his wounds we were healed. That is an act of selflessness that is insane. Jesus not selfishly coming to this earth and saying, you need to obey me, you need to obey me, that kind of thing. He humbled himself. He had selflessness to walk the cross all the way to Calvary and die for us. Ultimate example of selflessness there. And so those are 3 ways that I've seen in my life, and also I've seen in other people's lives, that have really affected how they deal with conflict. Unity, humility, and selflessness. So guys, I hope that is just a little bit of information and principles that you can take. Thank you so much for taking the time again. I appreciate it.